What is up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster, and somehow the stubborn idiots behind modern Doctor Who are just insistent that the best way forward for them is to be combative with the people complaining about their show. It never occurs to them to take any criticism seriously, they just double down on all their fruitiness.
Do you guys give up? Have you had enough pain?
Never! We have covered the failures of the latest season of Doctor Who pretty closely here, and the futility of the past 2 seasons is practically breathtaking to behold. The 15th Doctor has completely embraced identity politics shit at every turn, and as a result, the last 2 episodes of the show, in which we now have the full 7-day viewership of, those last 2 episodes now rank as numbers 1 and 2 for the worst rated of all time in the show's history. There was a time when Doctor Who was a massive cultural force, but people are no longer interested in this show that uses the old show as a skin suit. It has now become Doctor.
What the hell is even that?
But for whatever reason, one of the stars of the show has decided to wade into the culture war once again, just like last year, where Ncuti Gatwa himself told people to go out and touch grass, which they clearly did instead of watch his show. Touching grass has become one of the top shows in the UK these days, unlike this cringe-ass version of Doctor Who. But anyhow, Millie Gibson, the Doctor's companion from last year, who appeared in the most recent episode that aired this last weekend, she just told people who dislike the direction of modern Who to get over it. Even as the journalists are starting to turn on the show and they're kinda sorta begging Whovians to come back, this absolute brainlet is telling people to piss off.
We don't need ya!
And yet, I'm sure these same people look at the ratings of Doctor Who every week and feel a bit of panic as they wonder where everyone went.
There's nobody here!
Alright me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. Channel members have access to the audiobook version of the first section of a novel that I've written, a dark fantasy story called The Darkest Heritage, which will be out on Amazon soon, and I'm also working on a space pirate cartoon, which channel members will get access to first. We can't just complain about the things we dislike in culture, we have to provide alternatives. So, if you want to support that sort of thing, become a channel member for as little as $5 per month. But anyhow, let's figure out what this jackass said about Whovians who don't like the direction of the show. Before we do, I'd like to point out this excellent comparison that Yellow Flash made mention of on his channel the other day. This person here originally tweeted out 2 articles side by side, released almost exactly a year apart from one another. It's from the same outlet and the same writer. The one on the left came out right before Ncuti Gatwa's first season as the Doctor released, and you can just feel the smugness absolutely dripping off this writer's headline as they thought the 15th Doctor was gonna crush it in the ratings and make all of us who don't care for woke Doctor Who look foolish. The headline says, "Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made just for you." And then, a year later, we're about halfway through the 15th Doctor's second season, where there is serious doubt that they're gonna get picked up by Disney for a 3rd season, but the headline says there, Doctor Who's moral lectures are becoming harder to justify. And yeah, I gotta wonder, Is that because you idiots chased out the vast majority of the people who watched this shit? Maybe now you're finally realizing that these moral lectures are absolutely stupid as hell. And here's how Yellow Flash replied on X, saying, "Same energy," and he shows off a famous image of two articles written about the Charlie's Angels movie that came out about 6 years ago. In November of 2019, right as the movie was releasing, the headline on the left says, "Straight white males, this movie is not for you." And then the same writer, same outlet, and the headline on the right says, "Why are straight white males refusing to see this movie?" And maybe it's because you told us not to, you bloody idiots. Well, anyhow, the morons making Doctor Who just can't seem to learn any lessons. Let's read about what was said in this article from the Radio Times. The article reads, "The long-standing and rather annoying criticism about the recent run of Doctor Who is that it has gone woke, whether it be due to its diverse casting or storylines. But for those working on the show, it's no setback to them." In a new interview with The Standard, Millie Gibson has addressed the comments made by viewers, simply stating, "I just watch the show for what it is. Yes, but we don't like what it is any longer, so no, we won't be watching. It has become something different. No matter how many times you try to convince us that you are the thing that we once loved, we can tell that you are wearing a skin suit. There is no convincing us that what we really loved was the skin suit. We loved the person who originally owned the skin. In other words, the Doctor himself." But, reading on, she told the publication, "I remember watching an episode where David Tennant goes back, I think it's with Martha, and they meet Shakespeare. And he's like, 'Oh yeah, Shakespeare's quite hot.' This is literally what Who does." Except it isn't, though. I've been re-watching Doctor Who recently, and I'm in the middle of the David Tennant era, and I watched that Shakespeare episode not too long ago, and he never calls Shakespeare hot. And a quick Google search using the Google AI confirms what I remembered, that there was nothing like that at all in the Shakespeare episode. No, this is Millie Gibson projecting what she wants the show to have been. She knows that a couple of years ago they had David Tennant returning as the 14th Doctor, and he called Sir Isaac Newton hot, and she wants desperately for this to be the way the Doctor has always been, but it categorically is not. Anyhow, she keeps talking though, saying, "I think because of the way the world is, they're making jabs at anything that's relating to this. It's not really necessary. The show is so pure and beautiful and is literally about two best friends traveling the universe, so just watch it and get over it somewhat. It didn't cross my mind at all having people like Jinx Monsoon in it as Maestro in Devil's Cord. I'm her biggest fan. I don't think it's a problem at all. First of all, isn't Jinx Monsoon actually a drag queen? I thought the whole purpose of a person in drag is that they were still a dude, but they wore dresses and stuff like that. So why would we be using the her pronoun? But whatever, I'm not going to get anywhere trying to apply logic to this nonsense. The fact of the matter is that shit like this, like Jinx Monsoon coming in and lecturing people about pronouns in the middle of a Doctor Who story, the problem is that these people act as though this is all a settled argument, categorically rejecting anyone who doesn't approve of this stuff, and they are learning the hard way, the people who made Doctor Who, that actually it is only a small minority of people who are willing to tolerate those lectures and listen to this shit. It is not a settled matter, and actually these idiots have chosen a side in a massive cultural battle, and frankly it looks more and more like the side that is losing. fine. So hey, you keep digging your heels in, Millie Gibson. I'm sure your fellow insulated people living in the entertainment industry bubble will pat you on the head and tell you what a good girl you are. But here in the real world, you're getting a different message as the ratings keep sinking deeper and deeper into the shit that you have pushed out. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of the people who made this ridiculous version of Doctor Who into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.